All right, everyone, I am in Illinois in the small, I guess you would say, city of Carlinville. It's about 5,700 people here. Here's a map so you can see where I'm at. Well, this town has got one of the most significant county courthouses in this country, and you can kind of see it. The dome just went behind the tree there, but you'll see it when I come out on the other side. And here it is. Wow. Carlinville is the county seat for Macoupin County. This is the county courthouse. It is constructed with cast iron guts on the inside, which made it the first fireproof building built in the United States. It was built in 1870 at a cost of $1.3 million. That was a ton of money in 1870, and in fact, big time cost overruns. I think it was only supposed to cost something like $250,000. There was a lot of corruption involved in its construction. City officials mysteriously were able to get second homes, that kind of thing. One city official was reputed to have left town with a bag of something. People are guessing it was full of money. But man, once built, what a masterpiece. When it was finished in 1870, it was the second largest county courthouse in the United States. Only the one in New York City was bigger. And it is still one of the biggest in the United States to this day. And it is still used as the county courthouse 150 years later. Took the city, or the good people of Carlinville, 40 years to pay for it. In 1910, they celebrated when that happened. It's sort of kind of a holiday to this day. But it is Beaux-Arts architecture. Now, I've told you about Beaux-Arts architecture before. It was a school in Paris in the 1800s, most of the 1800s, that had an architectural school. And they used a lot of elements of neoclassical and Romanesque and Italianate, kind of combined it all in, developed their own. You can see all that. I mean, this building wouldn't look out of place in ancient Greece, would it? The big columns and everything. It is a gorgeous building. It was designed by a guy named Elijah E. Myers, the preeminent state capitol building architect in our history. He did this one first and then went on to design the state capitals in Michigan, Texas, and Colorado. All three of those are considered masterpieces. The Texas state capitol building, by the way, is the nation's largest. It is incredible. I'm going to see if I can go inside, because from what I understand, the architecture is beautiful in there too. Yeah, let's give it a try. Well, I'm just going to try to walk in the front door. Man, that is grand, isn't it? Look at these huge columns. Woo! Anyway, front door's right there. Let's see what happens. Can I just walk in? Well, I tried the front door, and yeah, I don't think these doors have been used in a long time. So let me see if I can find the entrance, and we'll see the inside. Well, unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be able to check out the courtroom because they have a jury trial today. It is supposed to be magnificent, but I can take a look or walk down one of the main halls here. Give you a look. Pretty awesome, huh? We are in Illinois, aren't we? Of course, they're going to have Lincoln. As they should. Lots of Lincoln. Illinois is the land of Lincoln, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, this is one of the main halls. And that's pretty much it. Check out these fantastic staircases. Wow. Alright guys, well, believe it or not, this is not the only significant architecture in this town. Yeah, there's something else. So let's go check it out. Alright guys, you see that stop sign there? I want to stop here. When I cross this street and enter this neighborhood, I will be entering one of the most unique neighborhoods in the entire United States. The neighborhood is called Standard Edition, and every home in this neighborhood is a Sears catalog home. Yeah, and that's exactly like it sounds. All these homes were purchased from a Sears catalog, shipped here by train in boxes, and assembled. This is the largest of this type of neighborhood, Sears catalog neighborhood that is, in the United States. Now this is what happened. In 1917, Standard Oil opened up a couple of coal mines. They needed it, the coal power, to produce gasoline and gasoline products, and so they needed some workers. Unfortunately, the town of Carlinville didn't have the housing, so what Standard Oil did was buy this plot of land and ordered 156 of these Sears homes right out of the catalog. It was the largest purchase at the time in Sears history. It was over $1 million. They were shipped here by train and assembled. And this is where many of the workers of the coal mine lived, in these homes right here. 152 of them still stand. It's just an amazing thing, isn't it? There are several streets. I'll take a look at a couple of them and tell you a little bit more. You can see that the houses are different models. When you would open up the catalog, you could pick out the model house you want. When you got your kit delivered, it had everything: paint, varnish, roofing, windows, doors, nails, and a 75-page instruction book as well. And here they are, over 100 years later, still standing. You wonder why you couldn't do something like this today. Because I would think, you know, off the top of my head, you order a house out of a catalog and have it delivered in pieces, it's probably not going to last very long. But I would be wrong. Here they are. Some of these are in really good condition. Look at that one. It's a beautiful little house. Oh, it's not even that little, actually. And not cookie cutter. Like I said, there were several different models that you could order. As you can see, there's quite a variety in the style and what they look like. It is really something, isn't it? Sadly, 9 years later, Standard Oil closed the mines because they didn't need it, the coal from them anymore, and it devastated this neighborhood. And a few years later, it sat pretty much empty. All the people just left. Then during the Great Depression, the houses were put up for sale, and you could get one for as little as $250 then. And today the neighborhood looks like it's doing pretty good, doesn't it? Now, Carlinville is the home of Blackburn College. It's pretty small, about 400 students, but it's had a few significant people graduate from here, including a guy named Charles Robertson, he was an entomologist who studied bees and wasps and their relationships to flowers. He actually discovered and named over 100 species of bees and wasps. And he wrote a book called Flowers and Insects, which was significant in its day and is still studied today. Also, an author was born and raised here. Her name was Mary Hunter Austin, and she published some books on the indigenous people of the Mojave Desert that were pretty significant. So a couple interesting people that came from here. There was an architect that came from here as well, born here, named William Boring. He didn't go to school here, but he went to school at Beaux-Arts in Paris for architecture. I remember telling you about that earlier. And then he went on to co-design the immigration station at Ellis Island in New York City. That building still stands to this day. It's a museum, of course. Anyway, all right, so with all that, let's go check out the quaint downtown, because it's pretty beautiful. So I'm going to show it to you. All right, so that's the county courthouse. It is right on the edge of downtown here. By the way, Route 66 runs through Carlinville. In fact, all three of the towns I'm going to show you are on Route 66. So you'll see some references here and there before it's over. But let's go take a look at this quaint downtown, and I'll give you some numbers. Let's see, median age 43, a little bit older than US, 39. 53% female, 47% male. So you got a few extra ladies here. This town is 89% white, 4% Hispanic. Let this truck go by. 3% black, 1% Asian, 3% mixed race. Median household income here is $53,583 a year. That's $1,030 a week. All right, well, I'm in the middle of the square now. These noisy trucks keep coming through here and, ruining my shot with their noise. Anyway, let's see, how about poverty? 25.8% overall. Children 17 and under, it is 29%. Folks 65 and older, it is 23%. Those numbers look high. They are definitely higher than the US as a whole. However, cost of living is really low here. Here's the index. It's an 85, so cost of living here is 15% lower than the rest of the country. Housing is 35% lower. So median home value, here it is, $104,200. That is very reasonable. I think about anybody would not be unhappy to get a house for that price today. Here's a placard. Circling the square, Route 66 in Carlinville. The first hard road connecting Chicago and St. Louis passed through the heart of Carlinville. 1926, Route 66 opened from Chicago to Los Angeles and followed Route 4 through Illinois. The Mother Road circled the Carlinville Square until 1930. That's where I am right now. And then it was rerouted and bypassed Carlinville to the east. Now, so it used to be Route 66. It's not through here anymore. Well, there you go. Yeah, that used to be Route 66 there. Like the sign said, they moved it. But it was originally on that road right there. One more number, and that's crime. A little high. Latest numbers, 31 incidents per 1,000 people. That compares to 23 for the US. So, a little on the high side. All right, well, you can see the shadow of the county courthouse there. Anyway, yeah, let's head into some neighborhoods. Check out some houses. It's looking pretty amazing, isn't it? Yeah, the homes here. Both sides of the street. Yeah, let's take a look over here. Pretty awesome, huh? Check out this one here. It could use a little work, but that is an amazing looking house. Really nice. It's a beautiful neighborhood, isn't it? Spectacular, even. Wow. Well, all right, guys. I think I've spent enough time here. Let's go check out another town. Well, everyone, I am in Litchfield, Illinois. I'm out on foot because I want to show you this. Former Carnegie Library, built in 1904. It's a tourism office now. Yeah, that is classical revival. A little bit of ancient Greece and Rome mixed in there. Pretty awesome building. Oh, that's okay. I'm not worried about him. He's fine. Yeah. That dog was coming at me, but he was friendly. I'm not scared of dogs. I don't know why. Dogs have never scared me. But anyway, continuing on. It's about 6,900 people here in Litchfield, so it's say it's a small city. It's on Route 66 as well. I'm kind of on the edge of downtown. I'm going to head in there. We'll take a look. I'm going to show you this stuff. What's up, fella? He looks mean, but he acts mean, but he's not really. Let's see. Let me head into downtown. Median age here is 48. That's a little bit older compared to the US of 39. 52% female, 48% male. So like the last town, got a couple extra ladies here. Well, they got a lot of beautiful old buildings here in downtown Litchfield. It's a little bit quiet though. Today is a Monday. It's about noon. But I'm liking what I see here. The architecture. About the town, it is 96% white, 1% black, last 2% mixed race. Median household income, $50,443 a year. It's $970 a week. It's pretty decent money. Poverty, 19.4%. School-age children, 26%. Folks 65 and older, 9%. Those numbers are not too bad when you consider cost of living. Here's the index. It's 81. Almost 20% lower than the rest of the country. So that's not too bad. Housing's 49% lower. Median home value. Here we go. $96,500. Well, that is very reasonable. Well, I came over here because this bud sign caught my eye. That is a candidate for the man cave, isn't it? What do you guys think? I'm talking to the gentleman, of course. That would look pretty good, wouldn't it? Well, I'm just wandering around downtown looking at some of the treasures here. Like this. Isn't that awesome? There's some old buildings here. House of Television. Yeah, it's missing much of the sign. It's long gone today, it looks like. Yeah, just a bunch of unique little buildings here. Canine and Cat Saloon. Or that is Canine and Cat Salon, that is to say. Better get that right, huh? Yeah, salon, not saloon. What would a cat and dog saloon look like, though? Maybe a little bar for the cats with some milk. Might be fun. I'm just scatter shooting as I wander around here. It's a little downtown. It is definitely a little on the quiet side, though, isn't it? Yeah, here's Litchfield City Hall. Not a fancy building. But they are hard at work inside there. Yeah, I walked by this News Herald building. That's where the newspaper is. And I'm thinking, it's probably empty. You know, because newspapers are almost gone in today's internet age. But nope. Looked in the windows there. There's people typing away. Just like old school newspaper room. What a great sign, huh? Yeah, it's got a mural here. Appears to celebrate the area's farming roots. Well, and they still farm here to this day. Driving into town, you see a lot of farmland. And honestly, it's quite beautiful. Among the most beautiful I've seen. I don't think Illinois gets enough credit for being beautiful, because Chicago seems to get all the attention. But down here in the southern half of the state, it is quite beautiful. You're asking, Joe, what's the most beautiful farm areas, rural areas that you've seen? Well, off the top of my head, I would say Pennsylvania. Specifically around Lancaster, the county. It's Amish country. Oh my God, it's beautiful there. It'll blow you guys away if you've never seen it, if you ever go there. And close second, Wisconsin. Some of the dairy farms there. We're driving to Green Bay through rural Wisconsin. Holy cow. Picture postcard farms everywhere. Absolutely beautiful. But Illinois is no slouch. It's quite beautiful in the country here. Well, I think I've seen enough of downtown. I haven't given you crime numbers yet. They're pretty high. Actually, really high. Latest numbers, 49 incidents per 1,000 people. The U.S. is 23. Crime here is over twice higher than the U.S. as a whole. 49 per 1,000. That's getting up there with some of the big cities, the high crime big cities. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe a local can fill in for us. Tell us what's happening. Well, I'm at the Ariston Cafe. This is a Route 66 landmark. I pulled up to it thinking, what happened? Did it close down? But then I looked at the sign there. Yeah, it closed on Monday. Today is Monday. I was going to go in and grab something to go. Thwarted. Just my luck, am I right? Whew! I could jump the curb. Yeah. Route 66. Roadside attraction. Check it out, guys. A drive-in theater. One of those most awesome of treasures that a town can have. These are new movies too, so it is still operating. And they've got a sign here. Let's see what it says. Endless Nights. Let's let this truck go by. Whew, all right. Endless Nights, the Skyview Drive-In. The Skyview is the last original Route 66 drive-in theater in Illinois. Looks like it's been open since 1950s. Grand opening 1950, yeah. How about that? Some of my best memories as a young man. Actually, my best memories as a young man is at the drive-in theater. Well, all right, guys. Let's head to the next town, shall we? Yeah, it appears that I'm on Route 66 right now. This is it. Yeah, here we go. Historic Route 66. Awesome, huh? Okay. To the next town we go. Well, everyone, I am in Mount Olive, Illinois. Here's a map real quick. Show you where I'm at. And now we'll head into downtown. Now, first off, the legendary coal miner union organizer, let me get that spit out. Mother Jones is buried here. We'll get to her at the end of, or a little bit farther on. Let's explore the town a little bit first. I'll tell you about it. There's 2,100 people here. It's pretty small. Median age is 49. So it's a little bit older. US is 39. Well, it says there's a supermarket in there, but it looks like maybe it's no more. All right, well, we're heading up into downtown. Gender breakdown 50-50. Nothing unusual there. This town is 96% white, 3% Asian. The 1% that's missing is there are some other races here, but it's less than 0.5%. So they don't get counted. Now let's take a swing into this downtown. I'm already seeing some interesting stuff. Like here, look at this Bush sign. Is that another man cave candidate? Here at Tilly's Tavern. I like that. Let's see. I see a church up here. You see that spire there rising up? Oh, they got another bar over here. Mel's Place. It's an older town. Probably some retirees. And when you're retired, what's more fun than going and having a beer somewhere? That's what I'm thinking's going on. Well, let's head in here. It's Monday afternoon, by the way. It's pretty quiet, isn't it? They got lots of American flags hanging, though. Median household income is $46,824 a year here in Mount Olive. That is $900 a week. Let's see, let me give you poverty. Stop to do that. 14.2% overall. School-age children, 25%. 65 and older, 10%. Those numbers are actually pretty low. Quite low, actually. Cost of living is an 81. So 19% lower than the rest of the country. So you got low poverty and low cost of living. It's pretty good. Housing 49% lower. Here's the median home value. $93,900. That is pretty cheap to get a house. Now they got a little house that looks like right here in downtown. Well, let me give you crime while I'm down here, because it's pretty low. Latest numbers, 10 incidents per 1,000 people. That compares to 23 for the US. So crime here is less than half of what it is in the country as a whole. Shaping up to be a pretty nice town, isn't it? Well, look at what I found here, guys. Soulsby's service station. Since 1926. Yeah, this was founded and built by an ex-coal miner named Henry Soulsby. He and his grown children operated this here on historic Route 66. What, all the way till 1991? Yeah, 1926 to 1991. What's that, 65 years the family operated this. Looks like they finally closed it in the early 90s. Wonder if we can see inside. See what's in there. Yeah, let's see what's on the other side. If we can see or not. There you go. Can you see that? I got a little placard over here, sign. That is. Oh, check it out. Dollar General. That's a very different looking Dollar General, isn't it? Yeah, they usually don't look like that. Anyway, let's see. Route 66, roadside attraction, Soulsby Shell Station, Mt Olive, Illinois. Built it in 1926 with his father, ran it with his sister Ola until 1991. 65 years of operation. They sold only Shell gasoline. There you go. And this town has wisely preserved it. You always like to see that. So we should see what the gas prices are on this. 88 gallons, 33 cents. Is that what that says? Is that what you guys are seeing? 33 cents for a gallon. I'd take that. Well, here's a look at this church. Kind of dominates the skyline here of the town, and it's right here in the middle of downtown. That's Emmanuel Lutheran. It says it was built in 1884. Wow. Well, guys, I found a house for sale. It is on West 2nd Street in Cherry, that corner. I think it's on West 2nd Street would be its address. That is a detached garage. And here's the house right here. Looking into the backyard. It's kind of cool looking. I think we'd all be curious what something like this goes for in a town where the median home value is $96,000. There it is. It's a pretty house, isn't it? I have no idea how much that would go for. So maybe someone can find out and post it for the rest of us. And here's their neighbors. Check out a few houses in their neighborhood as we go through. That's a pretty big house. It needs a little work. Yeah, check out that big deck there on the side. Yeah, they got some pretty houses here though. This one over here. That's beautiful, isn't it? White picket fence. Union Miners Cemetery. It's got a date of 1898. These are the miners that were killed in the Battle of Verdun, which of course happened in 1898. Now what happened was they belonged to a coal miners union and they were on strike because they wanted better conditions and better pay. The coal mining company decided that they didn't want to pay them anymore, so they hired some African Americans and shipped them in from out of town, and they had an armed guard with them, and they were going to have them work the mines while the strike was going on. Now the coal miners themselves that were on strike were armed as well, and this of course did not go over too well. And a battle ensued, and when it was over, 5 of the guards and 8 of the striking miners were killed. One of the miners they had brought in from out of town was injured, but they were put right back on a train and sent back to Chicago, which is where I think they came from. Now, the city or town of Verdun wouldn't allow them to be buried there, so the coal mining union bought this land. They were called the United Mine Workers Union. They bought this land and buried them here in Mount Olive. And Mother Jones, who was the legendary coal miner activist for the union, or to unionize them, later on came here and asked to be buried here among them. And this is her monument up here. She was called the most dangerous woman in America by all these coal mining companies because of her success at organizing the workers into unions. She also led the way for enacting strict child labor laws in the early 1900s because children were being abused and having to work in really poor conditions. And she got a lot of that taken, she was instrumental in getting those laws passed so that didn't happen. Let's see, Mother Jones, May 1, 1830, November 30, 1930, and her boys. How about that? Wow, she lived to be 100 years old, it appears. And we'll walk up here and get a look at it. Mother Mary Jones. Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Well, all right, guys. Let me turn this camera around. That's going to be it for here. We are heading to Indiana next. Rural Indiana. So those of you in Indiana, here we come. Hope you guys come along for the ride, and we will see you there.